What is going on, guys? Week 1 of NFL football has begun. The NFL is back. We had a fun game tonight. The Detroit Lions, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, reigning Super Bowl champions over my Philadelphia Eagles, sadly. And you have the Detroit Lions who are coming into the season with more expectations than they usually are. You know, they've been a team that's been playing hard. Now they've obtained more talent. And it's looking like they can be a team that can possibly win that NFC North. So coming into this week 1, obviously the biggest news and the biggest story outside of Chris Jones holding out and not playing, Travis Kelce in the middle of the week hyperextending his knee and not being able to play in this game was huge. So the Chiefs were missing their best defensive player and they were missing their best offensive player. So obviously the question was, who's going to step up for the Kansas City Chiefs while Travis Kelce is not playing? Well, if you're a Lions fan, you're ecstatic, taking this game, taking this W, opening the season with a win. If you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you're frustrated because this game was a very winnable game and it was obtainable. It just seemed like offensively, Patrick Mahomes with some of the receivers like Sky Moore, etc., were out of sync. And you had drops. Most notably, Kadarius Toney. Multiple drops. It was a bad showing. It was a bad showing. Toney dropped a crucial ball in the fourth quarter late. I mean, that just can't happen. That really just can't happen. It was tough. It was tough. But it wasn't all the Chiefs just losing the game. The Detroit Lions had a lot to do with some of the struggles that the Chiefs had offensively. I mean, the defensive line with Hutchinson leading the way. They were terrific. They were getting pressure. They were making Patrick Mahomes move around in that pocket. He had to carry the ball 6 times for 45 yards. It wasn't a comfortable night for Patrick Mahomes. He wasn't sitting back in the pocket, being able to survey the field, have a picnic back there. The Lions were getting there. The Lions, they didn't have a sack, but they were effective. They were in his pathway. They were making him move around in that pocket, making him work. So the Detroit Lions defensively, I mean, they did a terrific job, in my opinion. I love what the pass rush did and what the Lions defense did. We saw Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. We seen him make some plays. Former Eagle as well. We seen him make plays. He was showing face early in the game. But, man, on the Chiefs side of things, Kadarius Toney. And if you really want to say it, going back to that first drop that led to the pick 6 by the rookie Branch for the Lions, they lost 21-20. That's 7 points right there that they gave up. That was a 7-point swing. That you can very easily say was the biggest reason and cause for the Detroit Lions winning this game and the Kansas City Chiefs losing this game. So the 2 drops were huge. They were huge for Toney. And I know a lot of Chiefs fans are going to be pissed and upset at Toney for that, man. But you look at the rushing. So the Lions, they lost Jamal Williams. They lost DeAndre Swift. They bring in Jahmyr Gibbs. They bring in David Montgomery from the Chicago Bears, their division rival. And they let him work. They let David Montgomery work. They gave him the ball 21 times. He had 74 yards, averaging 3.5 yards a carry, and had a touchdown. And you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, this kid, anytime he touched the ball, I think as this season goes on, he's going to be becoming more involved within this offense because you can tell every time he touches the ball, he just has a burst. He just has a speed about him, and he can take something to the house. He's going to take something to the house, and he's just going to hit a hole or just be on the opposite end of a screen and just be gone and take it to the house. You saw the burst in this game. He had 7 carries for 42 yards. He also had 2 receptions for 18 yards. But I can see the potential. I can see the speed. I can see the burst from him. He's going to make a lot of plays this season as this season goes on. And he's going to become more involved as the season goes on as well. Another guy, Sam Laporta, the rookie, tight end. He was effective in this game. Jared Goff looked at him, and he got 5 receptions for 39 yards. I think this was a very good showing for him. He had 5 targets. I like what I saw out of Laporta. I like what I saw. The Lions, they definitely have something going. Jared Goff only got sacked 1 time. He threw the ball 35 times, 22 completions for 253 yards and 1 touchdown. Speaking of that touchdown, it was looking like it was a defensive game. So far, guys were getting stopped. The offenses were doing stuff, but not too much. And we had an early fourth down in that first quarter on the Lions side of the field. And what does Dan Campbell decide to do? He went for it, and they got it. Ballsy call, trying to set the tone early in the game that we're not here to try to just compete. We're here to win. That's the tone that Dan Campbell set, and he achieved. They got the first down, and what did they do? They went right down the field. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 6 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown to open week 1. First touchdown of the season of the NFL, and went to Amon-Ra St. Brown on the drag route. I mean, Amon-Ra is Amon-Ra. He did his thing. But we know Patrick Mahomes, he's going to respond. He came back down and responded. Threw a touchdown to the rookie Rice for his first touchdown of his career, of his young NFL career. And I've heard a lot of things coming out of camp about Rice, and he looked good to me. He had a long of 25 yards. I like what I saw to Rice. I mean, outside of Rice, it was a lot of spreading the ball around for Patrick Mahomes. A lot of guys got receptions. Valdez-Scantling, Watson, Gray, Rice, Blake Bell, McKinnon. It was a lot of different guys that received passes from Patrick Mahomes today. Obviously, that's expected with Travis Kelce not playing. The ball was going to be spread around a little bit more. But it just wasn't that go-to guy, receiving-wise, for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And you can obviously, when a guy like Travis Kelce isn't there, obviously you're going to see a glaring gap. But if I was a Chiefs fan, I definitely would be disappointed in the fact that I didn't really see anybody step up and be that guy. It could have been Tony, but we saw what he did to the ball. It was thrown his way, and he dropped it. So it's nobody really stepped up in the receiving core. It made you think like, man, maybe the Chiefs should have went harder after DeAndre Hopkins, maybe, because the playmakers, it's talent there, but they wasn't there today to step up. So that's disappointing. But even with that being said, I feel like there was a lot of points possibly left out there for the Kansas City Chiefs to come and take this victory and take this game. Still, with that being said, with the struggles, with the drops, they still only lost this game by 1 point. So I'm not really looking into it too heavily for the Chiefs. Obviously, they're going to be fine. Week 1, no Kelce, no Jones. Hopefully Jones, I don't know if he'll get his money eventually and be back in there. But Kelce, hopefully he's back for week 2 for the Kansas City Chiefs. But this game was very exciting. We had, at the end of the second quarter, towards the end of the second quarter, the Lions were in the Chiefs' territory, and Marvin Jones Jr., he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball, turned it over. That could have been 3 extra points for the Lions. It didn't cost them in the long run, but it did allow the Kansas City Chiefs to come down the field to score, to tie the game up to take the lead, I believe, 14-7 at the end of the second quarter. Yeah, I believe so. To take the lead 14-7 at the end of the second quarter. They scored with like 30-something seconds left. So to go into the half with the lead, that fumble was crucial. But in that third quarter, we had the pick 6. And the fourth quarter, we had the David Montgomery rushing touchdown. So the Lions found a way to fight back and take this game. But week 1, this was an exciting game. I really enjoyed it. As a fan, with no sides, no dog in the fight, it was an enjoyable watch. Good debut for the Lions and all their new offensive weapons and even some defensive guys. They showed what they could do defensively as well. A good showing for a lot of the rookies. Gibbs, Branch, Laporta. They had a lot of the rookies shine tonight. So that's what you would love to see if you're a Lions fan. And then for the Chiefs, Kelce will be back. Hopefully Jones will be back for you guys. And the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. They're going to be there when it's all said and done, when we're talking about AFC Championship games. This is week 1. They start off 0-1. It happens. But for the Lions, this is a big momentum boost for them and that franchise and that fan base. And they'll be looking to go 2-0 in week 2. But all in all, impressive victory for the Lions. Disappointing loss for the Chiefs. It could have went either way. Some bad drops by Tony. This was a game that was definitely winnable by the Kansas City Chiefs. It's hard for Mahomes to drag guys on their back when they aren't making plays. Mahomes is doing his job by getting the guy the ball, but you got to do your job and catch it at the end of the day. You got to do your part still. As simple as that. So, winnable game for the Chiefs. Took an L. Good win for the Lions. Took a dub. Excited for the rest of week 2. I may drop some previews, and then obviously after week 1, Sunday I'll probably drop a video reviewing how the week went and reviewing some scores, etc. Talk about the key games. Probably have another video about the Dallas-New York game. So I'll see you guys next time. Until then, congratulations to the Lions. Chiefs, y'all will be all right. Until next time, guys. Peace.